Now we're going to talk about paints. There's all kinds of options out there for watercolor paints. There's professional grade. We'll start out, break it down simple. There's professional grade watercolor paints and there's student grade. I highly recommend getting started on professional grade. Yes, they are more expensive, and I know a lot of my students will go out and buy the student grade and they will struggle. You're worth it getting a higher grade paint. You're going to be more successful in starting out watercolor, and with your paintings they're going to glow, and just the quality is just huge difference. When you're buying your watercolor paint, there's 3 different options of size tubes. This is the little guy, and I do not recommend getting him. You'll just blow through this in no time. And this one is a 15 milligram, which is the middle size, and then the 37 milligram, which is the larger tube. This is a little bit big. It's fine. You will get a better price point going bigger, but when you're starting out, I highly recommend just getting the 15 mil, okay? I work off a Holbein in my studio. It's a great brand. It's from Japan. It's professional grade. And another one is American Journey, Dick Blick, Da Vinci, Schminke. There are many. Winsor Newton is good. Just don't get the Cotmans, that's the student grade. There's a lot of brands out there. Going with the middle size, have some type of jars to put them in so you can see them, you can spread them out, see what colors you have. Again, when you squeeze these into the palette, I recommend not putting a tiny little bit in your palette. Give it a good generous half a tube in, fill that palette fully, because if you use just a tiny bit, what happens is it can dry out, and then you have a tendency to use more water when you're going in to use your paints. So again, be generous and squeeze a large amount in your palettes, in your wells. Okay, you start from the bottom. You also have these really cool things like for toothpaste, that when you squeeze it, you get every bit of paint out, because some of these colors are very rare. It comes from the earth. The colors actually come from the earth. And so the more rare they are, the price goes up. It's higher. All right, thanks. That's it on paints.